you just end up with such little mana when you TP to your safe lane, and then your carry's the one who struggles.
Yeah, and straight away, Grim back up top. It feels more fearful for the Terrorblade than it does for the Wraith King as well, right? Like if Now pops Metamorphosis and gets first blooded by this Kotal, Mirana, and the Mars, much more of a problem than the Wraith King dying first.
The Grim got the ranged creep and the deny.
Oh.
And that was a range creep deny split between 3 heroes. Actually, they killed 2 creeps between 3 heroes. So this Mirana and Mars are going to be quite underleveled in this early stage.
And a courier sniper as well for him.
Damn.
Grimstroke with the best start of the game he could hope for. And this is an arrow level 1 Mirana. So Grimstroke trading hits pretty effectively with him, forcing the Mars to come across.
They do have this Orb of Venom Blightstone combo between this Mars and the Mirana here. Less on the stats, more looking for the kills in the lane. Gonna be a little bit hard on this first waves here though against TB meta.
And it's a nice use of the meta, right? He doesn't use it too early or too late. It's the Goldilocks Metamorphosis, just right, because Mirana couldn't drag that wave because it kind of got sucked into the lane a little more. So TB gets full utilization out of it, but a spear into arrow, maybe with that first blood, Drakeel with which Mirana beautifully set up.
That was a really bad misstep there from TB. You just gotta focus on the creeps, not follow the Mirana, get too close to the tree. Very nice spear there.
Yeah, it turns into a Brothers Grimm novel from a beautiful mid lane. Look at Alone go. But yeah, from like a really well-timed metamorphosis into a death like that feels real bad for now.
Yeah. You know what's insane? The Ember didn't buy a magic stick against Zeus mid.
Really?
Nice reaction. But yeah, he did not buy a magic stick, and I'm so confused. What?
Okay, well, I'm going to leave you confused because I'm also in the same boat.
Get the Wraith bands against Zeus.
Gotta hit those creeps.
I think he just forgot how to play against Zeus. It's just, I haven't seen this hero in forever.
He's rushing into the bottle, so still waiting on that wand. Down in that bottom lane, how we doing? Sand King in that Sandstorm, 19-1 for Sacred, up against this Wraith King Kotal lane. Oh man, that is pretty ridiculous. Wraith King at 14 last hits. I guess with a Phoenix and this Burrow Strike Caustic, it's a pretty decent amount of damage over time.
It is. And you're constantly shoving the lane, and they have this pull too. I think this pull is just ruining Unknown's game right now. I think if you're a Kotal in these situations, you need to just be blasting the creep waves and push back into the Sand King so that you don't let these pulls happen, or you can pull for yourself as well.
Yeah, return the favor. Oh, Berna pops out his little skelly babies. Illuminate's already spent. Fairy Fire from Yadomi. Sacred with a level 1 Burrow Strike. Can't get close enough. Has to stun up the Wraith King, but he's got a Wraith Fire Blast and he knows there's no dive. Illuminate's coming, not going to clip the Phoenix.
That attack. Did you see how slow that attack animation was from the Wraith King?
Well, he gets an attack now with a crit. Fairy Fire and a Burrow Strike will allow Tano to slip away. The Illuminate just misses, and the stun dodge by the Sandstorm. They dust now. Might be too late though. Sacred wiggles himself back to the tier 1, scuttering away from danger. And EgoBoys, they dodge all the pain.
Yeah, I mean, if that stun landed onto the Sand King, that could have been a nice kill there, but unfortunate. They did not expect that Sand King to dodge the stun, apparently.
Yeah, because they already spent the sentry, and then the dust came after the fact of the Sandstorm. Well, mid lane, a bit of a chase from Alone, forcing that Zeus away. Who got the rune? Invis bottled by Alone, so he got the refill over the Zeus, and I guess you expect that. Zeus is a very static hero, very slow.
They're also farming quite well on the Ember here. 28 last hits. I mean, Zeus just needs to get his nulls and get straight into the jungle. Continue to farm. He's got an ulti now already, so he can actually help out, maybe kill this Terrorblade top with a Mars spear into an arrow. It's probably the best thing that they can do right now on the side of Unknown.
Especially since he just popped Metamorphosis. But shoving that wave to tier 1 means Mars and Mirana can't really go and catch him in the jungle right now as Grimstroke pulls back.
I would also like to see this Kato stack some camps and get this Zeus a little bit more farm. One of the best jungle farming heroes in the game, in the Zeus.
He's a pretty cool hero. Decent in laning stage, very powerful mid game, but he also scales. You know, with his arc lightning damage talent, with his cast range talent, depending on what build you go, outputs a real massive amount of damage.
Oh, he's going for the mana boots build. Not a fan of that one.
You prefer what, the triple null into boots of travel, Aghanim's blink?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Just the one that lets you have a lot of mobility, lets you farm the map, gives more space for your carry to just be focused on neutral creeps. And
Ember skips straight past the Mirana, but the TP is already completed. Slight chains don't land. Now a Thunder God's Wrath. Who's that on? Phoenix mid nearly drops to Zeus.
Oh, that's a wasted Thunder God's Wrath for sure.
Yeah, pops his ulti with no kill.
It's a magic stick for the Phoenix. You gotta keep that Thunder God's Wrath for like a kill, like a sure kill, especially onto the TB if you can. Like, look at this TB. He has no items. He actually just has no items. Where is his items? It's in the base, sitting there. Power treads and our entire Wraith band. So, I think they missed an opportunity on the side of Unknown to try and make a play onto this Terrorblade before he got his stats.
Did his courier die or something? Keeping all his items.
I think he just waited. Yeah, his courier died earlier to the Mars, right? And then maybe since then he just waited for the treads to be complete before he brought out his courier. But he's very fast. Yeah, he's gonna farm really fast now.
Yeah, now it's jungle time. Off we go. Leave Grimstroke alone top to leave some XP. And in fact,
nice.
All of the supports starting to leave their lanes. Alone, pretty low on HP and mana, gonna remnant and think about moving down south into the Wraith King's lane. And the Zeus Kotl combo, it begins now. Level 2 Chakra Magic, Kotl playing with the Zeus. Under a Dire Observer board. I don't know about you, but okay, Grimstroke. There's the arena. Just kill him off. Diving bottom a little bit. Wraith King. Reincarnation's ready. The TP rotation. Mirana to start it off. Arrow onto Sand King. The epicenter is still going, and Berna half HP. Dropping lower. Great Fire Blast. Where's the follow through? Another TP. This time from Mars. It's a long one, but the chains don't land on the Wraith King. He's hit by the Fiery Spirits, and that Sunray as alone. He's got no remnants left. The rest of Unknown have arrived to get the trade. 2 cores for the price
Ember
of 1.
thanking. Yeah, I mean, the Wraith King did lose his reincarnation and won't be farming during this time, but that's a lot of XP and gold for the supporting cast of Unknown here.
Oh, dodges the spear. Tano, the Illuminate. Nice little magic stick play, but he's still finished off by the God's Rebuke. And Drakeel, a double kill. Well, he gets 1 top on the Grimstroke, TP's bot, and gets another 2.
Yeah, and he's gonna stay down here, I think, and continue to farm. Oh no, Wraith King TP's bottom. Okay, I fully expect the Wraith King to go top, play around the triangle area, and just give this bottom lane to the Mars so he can just hold it. But it looks like Drakeel's gonna walk all the way back to the top lane possibly here, or at least stay mid maybe.
The Long Wander. This Dire Observer ward in the Radiant Jungle, near this medium camp, one of my favorite ones. So difficult to know where it is.
Doesn't block the camp either.
Yeah.
So it just sees so much and so hard. Oh, there you go. He's gonna see that. Nice.
Zeus. One of a few heroes that's gonna spot it. There's a D-Ward from Robo-Z. So yeah, Wraith King TP
smoking up again.
Wraith King TP bot farmed what? A wave, 2 waves, and then ditches the lane anyway. He does make the move you expected.
That was a terrible TP. Exactly.
Gank onto the Zeus with the chains. Robo-Z dropping low with the arrow dodge. No, not quite. The remnant forward is actually put this Ember in an awful position with Grimstroke still stranded. The Phoenix dives up against the side, and that arena annihilated them. Drakeel, right place, right time. 4-0-3 for the Mars.
Exactly, and the Zeus is like such a hard hero to gank sometimes. If you don't burst him right away, he just does an insane amount of damage. The arc lightning bouncing between your heroes on a 1.6 second cooldown is just insane amount of DPS.
With the fairies.
But going back, and now they're going to be able to take the mid tower because the Wraith King was also nearby farming. This feels bad for EgoBoys. They're getting absolutely crushed in this early game right now. Their rotations are just not working out. Yeah. Especially the Ember.
You would hope the Terrorblade would be, you know, top of the net worth as a result of it, because he has been sat back farming. But the 3 Radiant cores already outpacing him pretty significantly.
Yeah, most of that is because of the kills that they've gotten on Unknown. Mars with 4 kills, Zeus with 1, and Wraith King was a part of a few kills and has just been pretty much free farming.
So then we come back down to the Sand King. He's pushed bot lane, comes top to defend. He is the big team fight starting hero. He's the one that kicks it all off for EgoBoys. Looks like he's about halfway towards his blink if he wants to try and rush it. You need to give him as much farm as you can. Phoenix diving forward there gives up the game that EgoBoys were trying to play with them.
I think Alone is just spending way too much time running around in this game. He's gotta hit some creeps. He's gotta push some lanes. Oh, finally, the Sand King is drawing lines. Like, guys, just go push bottom. Just go do something there. Open up the map here, and that would be the right call here.
Who was it the other day playing Ember Spirit with like no last hits but won the game?
Yeah.
Was that a Div 2 game? Yeah, I struggle to remember. I don't know. I was just thinking.
Was it Alone?
That's what's in my head. Was it Alone? Was it EgoBoys up against No Ping? Maybe the panel. Maybe Bowie can look it up. Try and get my my memory ticking over. Oh, yeah, Unknown all around this Mars, playing into their strongest hero. They know that Arena's up, so Zeus trying to stick with him. Ether Lens back into the boots of travel. So he's gone for a bit of an adaptation on that build, hasn't he? Instead of the triple nulls, he's got double Ether Lens, then bots.
I mean, he's fortunate to get the Fairy Trinket to give him that little extra spell damage. Because if you don't have the triple nulls, like you're not 3-shotting the creep waves with the arc lightning. They're gonna be left with a little bit of extra HP.
You don't want that.
No, you don't.
Preemptive Sentry and Observer dropped. Smoked Zoot, lurking behind the tower. Starts it off, the burrows in with the epicenter going. Mars Arena with the spear, traps up the Sand King, and the Thunder God's Wrath will finish him, while the Wraith King slaps down the Phoenix. And they can again go from a teamfight victory into an objective.
That is not a lane that you defend with more than one hero. You put one hero there to slow things down, and if he gets killed, then he gets killed. You don't TP in to assist him. And now they just give 2 free kills top lane and the tower. Unknown are just snowballing out of control right now. Meanwhile, EgoBoys still haven't taken this tier 1 bottom. Map very much restricted for them.
Yeah, it's that trade-off, you know, the kind of redundancy of sending more heroes up there when the job has already been done. And the trade-off, usually your TB and your Ember are both farming if you trade out a couple of deaths in that lane. But Alone was mid, kind of looking with his Grimstroke for a kill. Terrorblade was the only one accomplishing anything on the map.
It was Alone who played the Ember with no
really?
Yeah, it was him. I mean, he had a vessel that game. It worked out better, but he can't be doing that shit in this game. There's no way. He needs to be pushing lanes out and not just running around like this. He's just gonna throw the game for his team at this rate.
Yeah, because he was running. He was getting every single rune, roaming every single time he got one. Now try and smoke up here. It looks like clear the mid wave. Blink dagger for Sand King being delivered. They were hiding the courier, trying to not show it on the wave.
Very nice. Here we go.
Big blue triangle on the map though. Kotl knows where they are and probably where they're coming from.
Yeah, he's shoving out the mid lane. This is gonna make EgoBoys rotation so bad because the creep wave is gonna go into the tier 2. No one's gonna push that out, and they're gonna be like, "Hey guys, no one's defending middle. They're smoking," and then you're gonna see Unknown just tighten up and sit on a high gun, wait for EgoBoys to run into them the way they're doing right now.
Exactly what they're up to, and they're even gonna Moonlight Shadow to try and counteract this very telegraphed smoke gank. So they get Wraith King plenty of space to finish off his Radiance, which is done in a couple of seconds.
I think that was a really bad smoke play. If they want to make a kill happen, they should understand there's so much lane shoving unknown. They should have followed their creep wave middle, and whoever tried to kill that creep wave, you jump them with a blink sank is done. So that would have been the Kato going straight forward. It has to be a very fast smoke.
You need that immediate information.
Yeah, you need to jump them like instantaneously against this amount of lane shoving from unknown. Zeus and Kato.
Because right now, that smoke gank has led to Mirana getting level 10, Treads drums pushing tier 2 with no contest. Mars
Treads Mirana. Oh my God.
She's going carry mode. Oh no, don't go into Yules. Go Maelstrom or something. Come on, Widge.
I'm gonna
fully transition into the core.
I don't know when I've seen a support Mirana buy Treads last time.
It's been a long time. I mean, where's the Arcane's Greaves that we're so used to? Oh, down near that bottom rune spot. The Dire, are they sure they want to fight this? They're trying to dive the Zeus, remnanting in, double damage Ember Spirit, but they've already lost that poor Grimstroke. They catch the Zeus. It is a decent kill. Supernova spent. A 1-for-1 trade, mid for your +5, and now the Kotl isolated Yadomi dodges the spear somehow, and they come in with a nice little jump. Wraith King clears off one. What am I saying? Dodges the spear. He's on the same bloody team as the Mars. I'm a moron. Chasing the Ember Spirit now. Get his DD off with that Yule Scepter, and Widge with a Starstorm, knowing there's no remnants left, will find the Ember Spirit.
It was a good engagement onto the Zeus, getting him killed first, but going back into the fight when you're pretty much out of gas, especially on the Ember, that was the mistake on the side of EgoBoys. Just set up for the Zeus kill, you know, get the lanes out, get to your next items again. Next meta, you can try to do something more.
What is that something more? Kill a tower? Take Roshan?
Kill another Zeus.
Kill another Zeus.
Kill another Zeus. Yeah, exactly. Just keep killing Zeus over and over again. And try to slowly peck your way back into this game.
Baby steps. Little by little. And TB. What's that Mithril Hammer for? Is he BKB'd up?
BKB, definitely 100% BKB. He needs a BKB against Mars and Zeus.
Yasha BKB. So there's no Manta, no Dragonlance. Opting to go straight for that win a team fight item. Stand my ground.
Yeah, it's much better. It's also a farming item in the sense that they're going to be reluctant to try and jump you when they see that you have a BKB. They're not going to try to run across the map to kill you when they know they can't.
Oh, Berna, not a fear in the world, but he probably should be a little bit afraid. Sand King and Ember Spirit all there, but they don't have a reveal against this Moonlight Shadow. So Mars with a Yule, Arena, Spear, missing, and the Burrow Strike out of there will allow Sacred to escape. Gives him the tip as well. You shouldn't be missing those ones.
Yep, you definitely should not be, so.
He just got a bit excited. He was so sure the Sand King was going to die. Threw his spear a touch early. Well, they are all able to group up on that tier 2. No reveal still. Kotl doesn't have any. So that Sand King under Sandstorm actually going to be able to defend perfectly well on his own. There's a nice bit of time there for the Terrorblade. Get into that Dragonlance and the Aghanims now. And it's going to be that double BKB timing from EgoBoys as the Ember Spirit eyes up his own one. Is that... Usually it feels like that's an indicator of a team when they're behind, going double BKBs, needing to win the next 2 or 3 team fights. But if they go poorly for them, then it's you know, a lot of sunk cost into those BKBs that haven't really allowed you to do too much. That needs must.
Yeah. I think, I mean, at this stage in the game, Unknown should be playing a lot more aggressively, I think. Like, they can't Roshan because their heroes are not amazing at doing Roshan until they get this Aghanim. Wait, do they have Ags on Zeus? No, they don't. He went for the Blink Dagger after the bot, so. Once they get the Nimbus, they can do Roshan easy, but for now, I feel like they should just play on the top side of the map.
Try and defend the Wraith King because he's being jumped. There's a big crit onto the Grimstroke. Here come the TPs. Reincarnation gets popped. Supernova over top of the reincarnating Wraith King. That's a lot of damage onto Berna with a TP meta BKB. Chase towards the Zeus now, but alone. He's been shredded. Robo-Z with a double kill. Now the chase towards the TP and the Grim. Cottle Mars. They've got Arena to make the move. And it's just a zap in from the Zeus. The blink forward as he keeps on going. There's a Thunder. He's got 10-1 charges too. Good turn here. They'll cancel it out. The spear not missing this time. Drakeel makes damn sure he claims the kill. And the chase onto the Grimstroke. He's come back into this with a buyback and a dieback. It's an ultra for the Robo-Z Zeus.
Didn't this happen earlier in the game? They went after the Wraith King, they lost the heroes, and this time it's a mid-game team fight, and they just lose all the heroes just to the Zeus. Like, that damage output was insane. Look at the fight recap. Oh no, it went away. Damn it, I want to see what percentage of the damage from Radiant was from the Zeus there.
90. A whole lot of damage. It's not as if like Wraith King did much there, you know. He died and he died again. The real carry, Robo-Z comes in.
They need to be careful with the Psyche and Ember, how they're chasing heroes in. They're the two disablers, and if their spells are on cooldown, they just gotta back off, bait an unknown, and then re-engage instead of like, oh, we got the Wraith King, let's keep going when your spells are not yet up.
And that first BKB from Terrorblade, feeling a little bit sad.
I mean, it looked pretty good though when they got the Wraith King kill until Zeus showed up.
Yep. Ember Spirit still a good 1,000 away from his. They know that Roche is happening. Phoenix scouts it out. I just don't see a way for them to enter the pit and stop them from doing it. That's a pretty fast one with that Wraith King and Mars.
You have done a great service.
So EgoBoys just focused on shoving out these lanes, getting Terrorblade and Ember Spirit into a position they can actually battle. You're gonna have a Wraith King with Aegis and level 3 reincarnation soon, just pushing your high ground though. They're catching top. The Zeus, he's found Sacred. Burst strike into the tree line, but that Mirana leap over gives all the vision in the world.
You're gonna have Axe on Zeus as well, and that's gonna make the Mars be able to solo kill anybody on this map.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
It just Yules, Arena, drop the Nimbus, and then the Thunder God's Wrath. GG. Anyone is dead.
Yeah, and it
same with the Mirana too, and the Yules.
Yeah, the Mirana versus Egg. Like, it doesn't feel like the Supernova is going to be incredibly impactful unless you are actually able to catch the Mirana, because she can focus the Egg down pretty much on her own. They will get her caught up. Nice little slide chains. Self-Yules, but the Phantom's Embrace silencing her for a second. Leaping over the trees, and she's okay. Throws, oh no, it's the arrow hand. Oh no. Spooky. Don't let that arrow hit you. Deny on the tower. What's Bowie pinged?
He is showing the attack speed talent.
Ah, yeah.
Level 15 for the Egg.
Good point. This is where the map starts getting very tight. Closing in around EgoBoys.
Unknown have a Keeper of the Light, so you could always have this Wraith King split pushing wherever he wants, all by himself, farming up away from his team, and then the Keeper can just relocate him to the fight.
Cottle jumped on, Soulbind. They've got that spear and Colosseum forcing the Sand King to stop initiating. Now a dust as they turn the battle. Yules into the air. Arrow coming, but the spear has sent him away from it. The arrow catches the Phoenix. The drifting arrow slides on through, baiting them, and EgoBoys, they lose too. Unstoppable Drakeel Mars, unkilled, 6-0-11. What do you do now? It's demoralizing as EgoBoys, just getting outplayed every step of the way. Your two carries are farming Radiant side jungle, trying to find an inch of space. You
pray, Gary. You pray.
Pray to who?
Pray.
Anyone who's listening, I guess.
Pray to Gaben. Pray to Unknown's ISP.
Radiant's courier has been
Cut some lines, you know.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, at this point in the game, EgoBoys are just getting completely out-farmed, out-team fought, and the only way they can really come back is if they get some smoke kills going on the Zeus, and that is a really hard thing to do, especially without any vision on the map. The position 5 on EgoBoys is having a hard time warding because he's thinking like, oh well, the Zeus is just bolting everywhere. Where can I ward?
Mine is truly a blessing.
They're going for the Zeus.
There we go.
It's a good smoke gank, but the Moonlight Shadow and the fact that Mars is here backing him up. They see the Zeus, they make the jump, they miss the Burrow Strike. Mars, he's got Arena, they've got the Nimbus too. Do they defend it? Do they run? Mars can't decide. He'll come in now. Try and defend him up, and Zeus is incredibly tanky. Sacred dies before the Zeus does. Robo-Z still turns and plays. Soulbound, but gone. But he yules up onto the Ember Spirit, going to catch him out. He's got no remnants left. They lose 3 heroes just to kill the Zeus. Was it worth it?
Well, Gary, why don't you tell us, was it worth it?
Let's look at the numbers, shall we? No. 1,000 gold for the Radiant and about 600 for the Dire team, and it doesn't stem the flow of bleeding. Like, you look at the mid lane.
No, it doesn't.
Mars and Wraith King, they are coming. They're gunning for that tier 3.
I think this Ember Spirit is just not a real core hero in this game. He's got 7k net worth. He clicked his BKB, tried to hit the Zeus, and it was like...
Just not.
I don't know. It was like a wet noodle, man. That's what he is.
A wet noodle.
So nunchucks, he's got 2 wet noodles on his Ember.
When you say wet noodle, what do you imagine? What kind of noodle are you imagining? Do you think of spaghetti? You thinking like rice noodle?
Rice
udon?
noodles.
Okay.
Rice noodles. What? Who thinks spaghettis when they think of noodle? That's,
See, this is the thing.
Pasta, man.
That's why I ask you, because I know a lot of Americans consider pasta as noodles, and it does my head in. That's a good catch on Wraith King. They'll take his first life. Terror wave there from the good old TB. Arrows coming. Are they just sacrificing the Wraith King, or are they coming in to fight? Mars and Mirana, they want to battle. The Nimbus is there. Berna's been saved up. The Yules, the spear, dodged by the BKB of the Ember Spirit, but he jumps aggressively into the Nimbus. His BKB, another 2 seconds left.
It's time to go.
One more remnant remaining. Chains up. Moonlight Shadow comes. Now the Yules into the chain stun. Is it there? It's perfectly timed. Down he goes. The epicenter from Sand King does nothing as he runs away. Doesn't reinitiate.
Got cancelled by the Counter Blast.
And EgoBoys on the run. Burrow Strike away from the Thunder God's Wrath, which scouts them out. Mirana Zeus on the tail of the Sand King. Grimstroke's TPing home. They'll lose another hero. And Terrorblade left wondering what he needs to do. How do I win team fights? Oh.
Yeah, it was either an Arc Lightning or they got the Sand King? I don't know. An arrow?
Sure.
I think it was an arrow. You nailed him.
Destroyed.
Yeah, but that was a Sand King getting his ulti cancelled because of a Counter Blast or a Zeus Arc Lightning, one of the two. What you need to do in those situations, especially when you play against Zeus, you gotta click the hood, and then you pop your ulti and blink in. So your blink dagger will not be cancelled.
Dodge that
horrendous fight.
Yeah, it really was, and a real signal here of the difficulties they're going to face. And the high ground push. Oh, wow, they caught the Phoenix mid-dive. Dead with buyback, but the Ember doesn't. Speared on that tier 4. And gone for 40 seconds. Another creep wave's coming, so they can finish off this melee barracks. Knowing that they are in a really strong position. Could even contend with the top barracks as well. Yeah, look for that tier 3. TB, he's pushed that wave all the way out. They need someone to go cut that mid wave, stop the creeps coming in. Nobody's moving for it. Another wave will arrive. Unknown can continue that high ground push. Oh, the Yules on the Sand King. Spear again. A Will-O-Wisp comes from the console, catching up Sacred. Gone with no buyback, and that's Supernova. That comes a little bit late and awkward timing. They pop the Wraith King's round connection. A Terror Wave with a blink in. Terrorblade meted up, but I don't know, man. They're going for the Wraith King. He's not got range connection anymore. They've soulbound up those Zeus. They're chasing him forward. The Essence Ring already popped. He turns with his big damage, but not even enough to kill the Grimstroke. The spear, miles away, chucked at him. Will find that pick off. A defense of the base, though, as the EgoBoys, they barely hold in that team fight.
They don't have the Zeus here. The reflection is going to do a lot of work against this Wraith team's Radiance. That was such a nice blink in to the Terror Wave, pushing the Zeus into EgoBoys' base, and then they got that Soulbind on him. Zeus did not expect that one bit.
Yeah, it's a big surprise.
Such a nice play there from the TB. He's doing something, you know, something creative to try and keep his team in the game. Pretty much the only one who has any farm. Look at the net worth. The position 5 Coddle on Unknown has more net worth than this Ember mid.
Jeez. Yeah, this Swift Blink. It's a cool little line for the Terrorblade. I'd never considered it. We were playing the other day. I was a Terrorblade, and I was asking, what do I buy? What item do I get? And you said Swift Blink, and it just, oh yeah, that's a real sick item. Blink into the middle of them, get on top of the targets. Because he can jump straight onto that Zeus in every single battle, pop his BKB, the Terror Wave. Zeus doesn't really have a, you know, no Yules, no BKB. He's basically got to try and blink react to it.
And now look how he's positioned. He's very far back on the Zeus, way behind his team. He knows he's the one they're looking for. So wants to let the fight develop first before he joins. Let the Sanking, let the Terrorblade show themselves. Smoke right now from TB. And Zeus is like 3 screens away in the trees.
Yeah, he's hiding miles away. And it's a really wide line here from the EgoBoys. They're trying to find that first contact play.
Yeah,
but the Moonlight Shadow and no Dire reveal, forcing the Supernova inside the arena, taking down the Sand King so fast. TB's on the high ground, railing the Mirana, but Berna clears through alone, forcing the buyback. Now a Soulbind onto Mars and Wraith King. Terrorblade with his BKB and the Terror Wave's going. The buyback from Ember, chasing the Mirana. Finally kill onto which Zeus is stuck in the tree line here. With no blink for a couple of seconds, the Terrorblade gets some good hits in, and Ember Spirit is going to isolate Robo-Z. The rest of his squad nowhere near. Berna trying, but the BKB dodges the Wraith Fire Blast. Great hold by the EgoBoys.
He wants to find a Coddle first though on the TB. He's getting his blink burned.
Getting stunned up, Solar Bind, Abyssal Blade. Now he's got Sunder in 4 seconds, but he can't get it off. He's been bashed and stunned too much. Chain controlled. Berna just never stops. Go for more every step of the way. You see a target, you jump them. Sand King chucks in his Sandstorm, clear out those Skellies, but alone's Ember Spirit, no BKB, no mana for Remnants, no HP remaining. Wraith King, the big boy, knows his limits, and he can just stand in this dire base until the cows come home. And that's the Abyssal Blade again. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Glimmer Cape onto Sacred?
Yep. He also has so many stuns thanks to the Keeper of the Light. I mean, Keeper's who they need to jump right now, not this Wraith King. That's what I meant earlier when the TB, like, he needs to see the Coddle blink on him there instead of trying to fight that Wraith King versus Coddle.
Starting to get a little bit risky, it feels like. Terrorblade coming back up in 20 seconds. 3 heroes alive here from EgoBoys.
Zeus is up as well. Got the Nimbus.
Boris strike away, but in comes the Arena Nimbus. The overlapping circles, overwhelming damage and control. Even with a Will-O-Wisp on top, and they make the jump deeper, diving onto Tano. Say goodnight to your Phoenix.
Yeah, it's 5 versus 3 now. 5 versus 2 until Ember's alive. They're just gonna be able to get all the buildings.
I thought they might go for tier 4s, you know? They'll go for the more simple Mega Creeps play. Bottom lane of Barracks, tier 3 already gone. And Terrorblade. One last meta. One last stand. That's all he's got. But 10 seconds remaining on his supports to respawn. The last ditch effort to defend your throne. I've got to say, I really like Zeus's positioning. After that death, He is like 2,000 range away from anyone. TV jumps in, the BKB from alone, but they've lost Sacred already. Nimbus and the Supernova inside the arena. Drakeel runs out. The BKB from now still going on, but Berna Wraith King just stands his ground. Now onto Tano. The Phoenix getting bounced around by the sides of the Colosseum, and Zeus on the high ground, jumping all around. No way you can focus him. Robo-Z skirting the edges of the fight and forcing the GG.
GG.
45,000 net worth lead, 44 to 8. Grimstroke, the last one to die. What's up, Thieben?
So I'll give you a little information, okay? Alone, the Ember Spirit in this game, his Steam name right now is